All right, HBC interview. Jared Watson, the Dirty Heads. Our first HBC music interview 3 years ago. Here we are 3 years later. Thought maybe it was time to catch up. Thought we would see how things have progressed, and we know they have. Jared, what's up?
Hanging out, man.
Yeah. Just got back from Europe a little bit ago.
Just got back from Europe. It was good. It was fun. It was cold. You know, it's not like we went to Italy in the middle of summer. We went to Germany in the middle of winter in the UK, so we didn't see the sun for like 2 weeks, but all the shows are crazy. People love to dance. The crowds were great, and we surprisingly have a lot of fans in London that we didn't know about. We did an acoustic thing in the daytime for the European Warped Tour. There was like 100 kids singing when we thought nobody was going to show up at any of the shows. A bunch of kids singing, and then when we played our main set, there was a ton of kids there, all knew the words. And like the thing is too, you'd see like some of the shows, you'd see people in Dirty Head shirts and be like, nice, we have a German fan. And then you'd go up to them afterwards and be like, hey, thanks for coming. And they'd be like, oh, I'm in the military, I'm abroad. And I'd be like, damn it,
remember me?
Damn it, I thought you were going to be German. But in the UK, it was all Brits, and it was really fun. It was a blast. It was really cold though, you know, but they loved it.
Maybe summertime tour.
Yeah, that would be some summertime festivals that we're used to. It's cool.
Cool. So you just finished an album. You just dropped one, and now we're
on to the next.
Right back to it. Hard working, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna take a break, probably until March, and record full length for 2014. So we just finished the acoustic album, which was really fun. It was really mellow, really stress free. Just you and a guitar, a couple guitars, percussion. That's how we started. So it just kind of got back to our roots and had a lot of fun. We had 2 months off, so we were like, hey, we don't want to just sit around and, you know, work on our golf game or go skate a bunch. You know, we just wanted to write some more music and put something out for the fans, and that was really fun. But now we're getting down to the nitty gritty of like full production, going back in the studio. We're writing with Rome in Huntington at his house, doing a lot of pre-production right now.
Wow,
it's like family with Rome, you know. We've done it before. We had success before, and ever since. I mean, we came up in the same studio. We came up with the same friends. When he got in the studio, we met him, and it was the same style. Everybody asked, well, why do you keep working with Rome? It's like, well, it works, and we have a good time. We're on the same wavelength, and it's always better to have more brains. Yeah, thank you. It's always better to have an extra brain in the studio. Yeah, go ahead. Like when you're working on lyrics, you're working on anything, it's just always nice to have a couple people on the same wavelength. You can bounce ideas off and you can see the progression. Somebody comes up with this idea, then I add to that idea, then Rome adds to that idea, then, you know, and it just keeps working. So it's really fun, and we're really excited. We're going to do something different on this album though. You know, we can write Dirty Heads, beachy, summery, sunny type songs all day long. We know how to do that, and we really enjoy that. And we feel like we've done a lot of it, so we're going to try and do something different and kind of maybe take people off guard. We'll probably do a more hype album, bigger production, bigger beats, still have the acoustic and organic instruments.
You had some plans on you're going to collaborate with?
Yeah, well, we're gonna try and get a couple producers on this one rather than just one guy. We're going to do Super Dupes. He's like, if you want reggae mixed with hip hop, you go to Super Dupes. He's a legend. We're going to get with Kojak, we're going to get with Rome, we're going to get just with a bunch of people. We're going to go up with Kenny from AWOL Nation. So we're branching out and trying to do a lot of different stuff, get out of our comfort zone, try and find some weird stuff to do, you know, just keep people guessing and just not always doing the same thing.
Right. Well, you know, life on the road takes its toll, and has taken its toll on bands and friendships and relationships and all that. Yeah. And you really have been gone a lot since we did 3 years ago. You know, you've really been working and getting out there. How's that? Everybody holding up okay?
The boys are great. Along? Yeah, everybody's getting along. The boys are great. You know, you just have to. It really comes all down to respect, and you have to be conscious of the fact that people are on the road and they're away from their families and they're away from their kids, they're away from their wife or their girlfriend or their fiance or just even your friends. You miss your dog. You know, it gets tough sometimes. So you need to realize that. So if somebody gets eggy every once in a while, you know, you got to lift them up rather than put them down. And you know, we've always been conscious of it. We want to do this. We're in this for the long haul. We want to do this for a really long time, and I think you need to give people their space, and you need to give people respect, and as long as you do that, and they're your homies, they're your friends, why wouldn't you do that in the first place, you know? So as long as you're conscious of it, but we've been getting along great. We had a great time in Europe, and We had a good
What's
time.
What's the best story from Europe? Give me one right now.
We all got pretty, like you know when you get so drunk that you become a different person and you end up like having a different name. Like they'll call you, oh, Gary's coming out, or like Justin's coming out, like instead of Dustin or Jared. Everybody was on the top of their game in Zurich, and we were pretty annihilated. We started drinking, and there was like these. It was like a battle of the bands, but with marching bands in this downtown old area, and it was so insane. And we were just walking around, ended up just drinking all day, and pretty much getting blacked out. The security guard had to walk me up to my room twice. Yeah,
you snuck back down.
Yeah, I guess. So that's the safest story, you know, to keep everybody safe. But it was a good time.
Good.
Right before we left though. This isn't us, so I can say it. Right before we left, a crew guy, I'm not going to tell his name, but it was the Halloween night in Florida. I can't remember where in Florida, though. It was like this real little beachy town. We played on the sand in this like cabana like show. It was a killer show. But afterwards, some chicks came on the bus, and the girl had been walking around with no shoes on all night because she was a pirate. That was her thing, right? And her feet were disgusting. And you were sitting on the bus, and you can see her feet. They were up, and I was like, oh, that's disgusting. Your feet are so gross. And I bet a crew guy, our guitar tech, $100 that he wouldn't lick her foot from the heel to the toe. And he's like, I'll do it. And then I was like, first I took a Sharpie and I drew a big dick on the foot and like got it all ready, gave him the $100, and he licked her whole entire disgusting foot that she'd been walking around all day from heel to toe. And then she was all mad because he got the $100. So I was like, okay, so what do you want to do? And everybody came together, and he pulled his balls out. He pulled his ball sack out. We drew a smiley face on it, and she had to suck on his balls for $100. And he hadn't showered. He had been working at teching all day.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like hooker shit. Oh, she was a pirate hooker. Yeah, she was a pirate hooker.
Arr.
So $200 later, we had some pretty good video.
You had a great story that you can keep telling and telling. Pass on to the kids.
Yep.
You know, a long time ago, I mean, ever since I really saw you guys coming up and you started taking music really seriously and the whole band thing really seriously, you already knew where you were going. I could tell. Like, you guys were super determined as far as, I know what I want to do for a living and I'm taking control of my destiny sort of thing. What advice you got for you know, these, whether it be art, whether it be music or whatever, you know, you always hear people say, oh, I wish I could. Well, you actually did, and you procured that and made it happen. You know, what drove you to that?
I think there's two things that I really noticed. I thought about it a lot. As weird as that sounds, I thought every night before I went to bed, I thought about us being successful. 24 hours of the day, if I wasn't sleeping, that took up all. It's still to this day. Right now, I'm writing this new album. All I'm thinking about all day is this new album. I just thought about it a lot, and I visualized it, and it felt right when I would visualize it, and I'd sit there thinking about it at night, and I just had a feeling, you know what, this is going to work, and I always kept that attitude. And then on top of that, you can't just think of something, but I think putting that out in the universe, I think putting that energy out into the world, and every day always doing it, always thinking about something, actually, I think that actually helps. I think it really works when that's all you're thinking about, that you're really putting that out into the world, you're putting that energy out. I think that helps, but you also have to back that up with an insane work ethic. You know, we've always, since day one, we've done whatever it's take. We were in a van, driving ourselves hundreds of miles with zero money, sleeping in the van in the middle of winter, driving through blizzards. We did that for 6 years, 7 years. You know, we grinded. We didn't care. We saw the growth and we kept with it. We stuck with it. I don't care if you work at an office, if you work at a surf shop, if you are an artist, if you're in a band, whatever you do, it's going to take time for you to be successful. No matter how many overnight successes you think they are, they really aren't. They were doing things before that. You just now are noticing them. You know, some people take 15 years to become a successful band. Some people take 5. Some people take 10. You know, yeah, somebody might get lucky and start a new band and blow up in a year or two. But there are probably in other bands for the 10 years before that. You know, so you really have to stick with it, be positive, have a positive attitude, and work really hard. You got to realize that there's thousands of other people wanting to do the exact same thing that you're doing. So you have to outwork them and be more creative and and be positive and happy and be a good person about it. You know, if you're a dick, that shit's all gonna come bite you in the ass.
This acoustic album, it's out now. Where can we get it?
Yeah, you can get it anywhere. You can literally go anywhere. I don't know why I said anywhere. You can go into any shop, anywhere, any store, and buy it. You can get it on, You can get it at Flower Shop. You can get it on iTunes. You can go to dirtyheads.com, and it has all of the links. You can get it at, I think there's physical copies at mom and pop stores. There's physical copies at Best Buy and stuff like that, but nobody buys CDs anyway. But iTunes, I would say, is the best bet to go get it. Yeah, go pick it up. Yeah, it just came out a couple months ago. It done really well. And then we're going to be working on the new one.
You're already over. You're on to the new.
I'm on to the next.
Nice. Cool. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, buddy. Good to catch up. Yeah, of course.